So on a damp circuit here at Donington, it's time to go racing this time. The light is out atop the safety car. 49 Citroën C1s for the Silver Lake C1 Challenge over 2.5 hours around the Donington Park circuits. EMAX Motorsport pairing on the front row, car number 345 alongside the Daniel EMAX car number 371, the yellow car. Second row 497 run by CSC Racing, the McEwen family, and the hashtag Blessed car number 326 heading this huge grid of multicoloured identical Citroën C1s. Almost ready to go racing this time. The safety car is going to pull into pit lane, and when the red lights go out, we will be underway for 2.5 hours of racing on the Donington Park National Circuits. Waiting for the lights to go out, and here we go. Headlights are on, and off they go down towards the first corner. Great start by the hashtag Blessed car. Colin Bysouth on board that machine, but it's going to be number 345 that takes the lead. It's James and Jake Little sharing that car. We don't know which of them it is. Just come up as Jay Little on the timing screen, unfortunately. Everybody looks to have got round red gate okay. Car number 329, that's Apex Performance, Bren Simpson and Tom Lambert. It's 345 of the Little family and Stuart Ratcliffe who holds the lead. Hashtag Blessed going for the lead here down the Craner curves. Colin Bysouth pulls ahead as they come down towards the old hairpin. Somebody on the grass and going off into the gravel there. There goes the first one. I knew we'd get a few incidents in that one. Now who's gone off over there to the right? It's rejoining whoever that is, 507, but it's going to get bogged down in the gravel. Number 507, that's one of the Ladybird team cars. Unfortunately, Wilbur Tilley is the man on board that machine, so he's stuck in the gravel at the old hairpin as they swarm their way through the old hairpin, then up to McLean's for the first time. 345 leads the way then. It's either Jake or James Little, we're not certain which, unfortunately. There is the 507 car of Wilbur Tilley stuck in the gravel. He's not going to get out from there without a snatch vehicle to help him. Second place, it is the 371, the Daniel EMAX Motorsport car. Max Finn is driving that machine, and it looks like it's the CSC number 417 that has come through into third place, driven by David Scotting for this first stint. He's being chased by 467, that's Cat DT, with who's on board that car? Phil Marsh is driving that machine. He's trying to establish colours, numbers and starting drivers for this first stint, trying to go 3 wide into the chicane. A little further back there, I don't think that'll work. Over the line they come. It's EMAX Motorsport that leads the way. Daniel and EMAX in second place. David Scotting in third. Phil Marsh going through up the inside in the black car. In the Cat DT car will take third place. Hashtag Blessed. Colin Bysouth, who briefly led, has gone down in a fifth place with the car of McEwen next. Ross McEwen starting the CSC Racing number 497. Then we've got Squadra Budino Nero with George Ingram on board. Beautiful paint job there, the multicoloured number 320 AASP car. Rainbow paint job. They head down towards the old hairpin for the second time. Then it's still EMAX Motorsport that leads the way, taking it very gingerly in these early conditions. Very slippery indeed. 500 car goes through there, started by Simon Killam from the 500 CSC Racing, showing with Patrick Scharfegger, an experienced C1 racer. That's the white and blue car there, you can just see. Somebody off at 454, I think that's a Coppice, the 454 car. That is On the Edge Motorsports, and they're on the edge of the gravel trap there, unfortunately. Mika Stanley, the man who started that car, sharing with Andy Walton and Alex Toy. I have to be careful. There's another car off in there as well, a green car I caught a glimpse of. We'll try and identify that in a moment. So there's been a tangle at Coppice there. The yellow flags will be out there. Looks like we've had a change for fourth. Yes, hashtag Blessed have got through. Colin Bysouth is back up into fourth, the bright blue car. Then we have got the CSC Racing FDL packaging car of David Scotting. That's the white and green car next in the order. He's under fire from the Scottish Saltire livery machine. Ross McEwen getting through there. Scotting ran a bit wide. One car a bit adrift at the back there. 402 JW Bird Motorsport at the tail of the field. Here come the leaders. Just under a second in for the lead. Phil Marsh is going well, chasing little at the front of the field in the EMAX Motorsport car. Third is Max Finn. Then we've got Ross McEwen, David Scotting. There's a car being dragged out of the gravel at Redgate there. That might be the On The Edge Motorsport car, actually. You can see the yellow lights on, meaning that the yellow flags are out as well, just to warn the drivers to slow down, no overtaking. Ross McEwen fourth. Up into fifth position, it is David Scotting. Then we've got Simon Killam, George Ingram coming through next as Colin Bysouth has dropped back in the hashtag Blessed car, the bright blue car. There he is behind Simon Killam. So he's still ahead of the Squadra Budino Nero car, number 491, with George Ingram. Slip and slide their way down into the old hairpin, keeping it safe and sensible at the moment. Leader a bit of understeer there through McLean's, the first three breaking away slightly, but Ross McEwen looking quick here in the number 497 in fourth. There's number 446 up into seventh place, Team TAC that is. Paul Dolan on board, classic car dealer. I believe that's the same Paul Dolan races BMWs with the Classic Sports Car Club among others. So here come the leaders. Phil Marsh waiting to attack the EMAX Motorsport car at the front of the field for the lead. Max Finn in the yellow car just biding his time in third place. A long way to go yet. 2 hours 24 minutes. Ross McEwen in fourth. Fifth position we've got David Scotting. Sixth there is Simon Killam with the white and blue number 500. It's a lapped car ahead of the leaders there. The 402 car had a delay early on. That's Kieran Griffin. It's the wheel of that car. Fastest lap of the race done by Ross McEwen. There's a battle further back. Trying to move up the inside is the number 420 car by the look of it there. Sorry, 426 that is. DFTS Racing making the move. Plenty of action at the chicane. Very busy in the midfield, you can see there. 3 and 4 abreast down the straights. Challenge on for the lead. Phil Marsh being made to go the long way round there by 345 EMAX Motorsports. And David Scotting's hit the grass. We've got another spinner behind. That's the 446 car. He's going to go into the gravel. Oh, keep it clean through there. You'll just about get out. 446 driven by Paul Dolan. He recovers. He's lost a fair few places there, though, the Team TAC racing car. See how slippery it is. Another one goes spinning into the old hairpin. He's really treacherous there. We have a change for the lead while that was going on. Phil Marsh in the Cats DT run car has taken over in the lead of the race from EMAX Motorsports, 2 cars, second and third. It's the green and white machine. I think that's David Scotting, so he may have had a moment somewhere. This falling back. Oh, and Paul Dolan goes straight on, avoiding that car. The crazy is going to go through the gravel again. This is going to be interesting when he comes back on. I hope we can get the car stopped and back onto the tarmac. Look out! Oh, that was close. In fact, it's one of the Silver Lake cars there who's racing with number 458. Ah, there is the Tech Zen car. That's at the Craner Curves. And axle deep in the gravel. That's the reason for our safety car. Now I think that's the car that was, yes, behind the safety car. It's now been waved past the safety car. That's the car that was a lap down, number 445, Simon Nobes for EMAX Motorsport. So that car has been waved through, so the safety car has got the leader behind it. Is that a positive sign that we're going racing again? We'll try and look back to see if the lights are still on. Now, are we going back to racing this time? We'll see as the safety car... Yes, Paul Dolan's dropped back from the safety car. The lights are out. We're going racing once again. Almost exactly on the 2 hour to go mark. They did survive that 415 of... Mike Graham did think better of diving down the inside there into Redgate corner. It's tiptoeing their way around. There's no grip out there at all. One of the drivers can see where they're going as well. If it is any consolation, it's even wetter at Silverstone, and I think racing has been stopped at the meeting there for the time being. Pretty crowded here at Redgate Corner. There's Max Finn, number 371. Now, he was in the top 3 early on. Where is he now? He's 28th after the round of pit stops. There's still a few cars that have elected not to come in for pit stops yet. First 5 cars. The first car that has pitted is Ross McEwen, number 497, the car with the Scottish flag on the bonnet. He's in 6th place. 429 in the middle of this 402 car. The ex-VW Racing Cup drivers, Kieran Griffin and John Prendergast, crewing that machine. They had problems early on. They're running at the back of the field. The leader zips past the 445 EMAX Motorsport car. Put them a further lap down. Simon Nobes. It's not the other Amigo car, 380. Apologies there. Said I'd have some trouble telling these cars apart as Paul Dolan slides wide there. They need to publish a spotter's guide for these cars with all the liveries on it, like they do for the Le Mans 24 Hours. Make it easier to tell them apart. And McEwen now up into 2nd place and chasing down Mike Graham for the lead. Here they come into the chicane. David Mears up the inside takes Paul Dolan for 3rd place, and the safety car is coming out again. Lead going down to Redgate. He's greeted by yellow flags and safety car boards. There's the reason. Now, who's that? Number 354 is that? I'll identify that car correctly as it comes towards us. I haven't got a 354, so that can't be right. Just testing the steering and the brakes there. Safety car out again. Hopefully this will only be a short period because the car that was stranded at Redgate, you can see, is now going again. Who is it? There's the reason for the safety car. Car 402 has crashed. Damage to the back of the car. Now where's that? Craner Curves. I think there's another car off there behind the barriers. Look, that's the 448 car that was towed off earlier on out of the gravel. So it's Kieran Griffin, number 402, the JW Bird car's crashed out. That's why we've got the safety car. It wasn't the car stranded at Redgate after all. Still running nose to tail, as they were early on, but no longer at the front of the field. There you can see cars that have been into the pits being held by the marshals before they can rejoin at the back of the line. Number 350, I think that is the JTR car. Jason Tarling and David Pearce is at the front of the line there. Back here, he restarted the race in the middle of the pack. Oh, Team Insane is in gravel. Oh dear. 442, I think that's Maurice Crockett on board that car at the moment. He's stuck there and trying to get out. Hopefully a quick shove from the marshals to get Maurice Crockett out of the gravel there. Team Insane, who ran 2nd at one point, they're down in 21st now, and another one goes off and over. Goodness me, who was... Here we see what's happened. Watch the 531 car just slid sideways onto the grass. Off he goes, digs into the gravel and up and over. 2.5 turns, nicely done by Billy Selly. 6 out of 6 for artistic impression, but he's out of the race. Track Talk car number 383, driven by Rob Jarvis. Behind him was Oliver Weston, he's now in the pits. Quattro Formaggio is next through. 4 cheese, of course, that means. Alistair May driving that car at the moment. Max Finn giving chase to a couple of cars here down the Craners. Quattro Formaggio is one of them. Getting through on the inside, trying to make up a lap here, the number 371 car. Coming up on a car that was fighting for the lead in the early stages. Cat DT. David Alstadter driving, having taken over from Phil Marsh. The car is currently in 7th place, so everybody up to 7th is going to be lapped here by our race leader, and there's still an hour and 20 minutes to go. It could all change. Try and see that again. Ooh, sideways through the Craners. That's a bit of a scary moment. Moorwind Motorsports not winning at the moment, other than in good saves without hitting anything. That was pretty close. It's Josh Wallace on board that car, and they were up into 8th place overall on that lap. I've lost a few places there, going grass tracking. Then the fight for third between Sam Stride and Simon Killam. They're in behind the Ladybird car. Somebody else off, 381. Amigo Motorsport, that's the Robertson family car. Now, which of them's on board? It's Adam Robertson. He was 22nd. Going onto the grass there. It's coming into the old hairpin. We've got a lot of cars losing it at the Craner curves. Bit of mud plugging there as well. Round he goes. Mind the gravel. Ooh, just there, that was close. If he'd gone any further there, he probably have got stuck. So we're just past half distance in this 2.5 hour race. 32 laps completed by race leader, and off goes Quattro Formaggio. They're going off backwards, look out, oh, that was close. Goodness me, AASP just missed them, and the gravel arrests the progress of the 392 car. That was a scary moment indeed. Car number 392, Alistair May, who is up to 4th place in the Quattro Formaggio car share with Chris Parks, has parked it in the gravel, off backwards there, and 320 of Matthew Mandapira, AASP Motorsport, only just missed him. 5-2-1 ahead, that's the running mates to the Auto Farm car. It's Progressive Motorsport there, third. So we've got third in the middle there. Second place is the grey camo car with the green flashes on the front. Third place in this race is the similarly coloured car but with the yellow flashes, and then the 497 car, the leader behind them. So that's the lead margin. You can see it now, they're all together on the track. Almost a lap up is the 497 car with 1 hour 4 minutes to go. There we go, safety car again. It is at the old hairpin. And the marshals get ready to remove another car. So the order is McEwen, James and Wood. Sean Doherty for DFTS Racing is 4th. Apex Performance are up to 5th. Bren Simpson's got ahead of Morwin Motorsport with Josh Wallace. Hybrid Tuner 7th. Driving for them now is James Down. He's moved up into 7th, ahead of Patrick Scharfegger, CSC Racing, number 500. EMAX Motorsport with Stuart Ratcliffe are in 9th place, number 345. The car that started from pole, 4 minutes of the race to go. Could still all change. It's looking good for Ross McEwen and CSC Racing. Pit boards are hung out to tell the drivers their positions. Morwin Motorsport, you can see in the pits there. Josh Wallace may well be getting out. Who have we not seen in that car so far? Either Vince Fitter or Nick Goff getting in. The leader has finally got past Max Finn, the yellow car. Now chasing down the 415. Hashtag Blessed has come in, Mark Bennett. So I would imagine he'll be handing over to Chris Etheridge. I don't think he's had a go yet. Morwin Motorsport still in the pit lane. There's the car that started from pole, number 345, EMAX Motorsports. One of the Littles on board now, and taken over from Stuart Ratcliffe at the last pit stop. Unfortunately, we don't know which, sorry. So 50 minutes to go, then it's still Ross McEwen from Steve James. Patrick Scharfegger is third. Oh, and there's a spinner. Who's that going off at the Craner curves? Over the grass they go, mind the gravel. I think they've just about saved it there. 46. Coming through the complete lap, 47. That's one of the Silver Lake cars in the gravel. That's number 457 of Tony Cooper and James Keepin, I think. Is that going to be another safety car, I wonder? That'll be the last thing Alex McEwen wants to see. Yeah, that's James Keepin in the gravel. He was 7th. We'll see again what's happened there. Is it the same circumstances as a few of our other spins? At the top of your picture, there he goes, sideways down the Craner curves. No way of saving that, and into the gravel. Lucky that didn't go over. Not again, say the marshals. The recovery vehicle had fired up there almost before the car had stopped moving. SP Motorsport car with Sam Barron on board. Rounding out the top 10, hashtag Blessed. Another one goes off at the old hairpin. Oh, that's the 332 car. Crunchy Gears Motorsport. It's Crunchy Gravel Motorsport now. The 332 car. Who was on board at the time there? I'll pick that up in a moment. We'll see it again. Top of your picture. Yeah, exactly the same place. That's catching everybody out that bit of track. Round he goes. And into the gravel. That will bring out another safety car. Now, this is where things get interesting. The top of your screen. Exactly the same bit of track again. Spins around. Is he going to be hit? No, not quite. Just avoided there by one of the Silver Lake cars. And off onto the grass. Just clips the gravel, but trying to keep going.
Very close to being car contact there. I think that's 399 again.
There's 521 Progressive Motorsport. They were up in second place, but had to be towed out of the gravel, sadly, after Steve James lost it at the old hairpin. On the edge, Motorsport, on the edge of the track there, trying to get past the number 446 car of Team TAC. Okay, the leader has come through to complete lap 54. He did a 1:53.4 that time through. We know that Ross McEwen, the quicker of the two drivers. If I remember rightly, Ross used to do British GT a few years ago. It's Alex McEwen sharing. With all due respect to him, not quite as quick as Ross. Patrick Scharfegger is closing in there. He is the number 500. What's the gap going to be this time through? He could do another personal best here. Over the line they come. No, not quite a personal best. Similar though, 1:49.742. Only a few hundredths off his last lap time. He's got the gap down to 1:04 now. Just under 23 minutes to go. With a couple of back markers. Look at this, 4-5 abreast into the chicane. This is never going to work. Somebody's going to have to back out there. They've all made it round. Over the curb goes the Auto Farm car on the inside. He had to back out. And through the middle, excuse me, comes the Meltune car. Said it was like the M1 on a bad day. This is great stuff. Look at this in the midfield. Is that a black flag going out? No message. We can't see the number that's been given to. There's no message on the timing screen as to who that is. So I'm not sure. I think I saw a black flag out there being shown to somebody. Don't think it was a black and orange flag for technical infringement. So black flag means being called in, you're in trouble. 4 wide down the Craner curves. This is never going to work. They're still at it in there. The 446 car, the TAC car, and one of them's lost it. I had a feeling that was going to happen. It's the On The Edge Motorsport car. Number 454 is going into the gravel. There goes another one. And into the gravel goes 454. Well, On The Edge Motorsport, they've gone over the edge there. Now, who was driving that? Where are they in the order? Quite a way back that car was. Yes, Alex Toyne running in 42nd place. Now, that car's already been towed in once and got a 3-lap penalty. They're going to get another one here. That same bit of the Craner curves again. He was lucky not to be hit from behind there. Throws mud and gravel all over the road. And in he goes. On the edge, over the edge, into the gravel trap. About 4 seconds off the pace Ross was setting. Here comes Scharfegger. He's ahead of EMAX Motorsport number 345. One of the littles on board that car. They're 10th. Scharfegger continuing to push on. So a lap takes just under 2 minutes. Somebody going off. Oh, that's Steve James again. The 521 car. He's already had a couple of offs in this race. Keeps it going though. Doesn't find the gravel. There, see that again. Is that same bit of track? Yep. Again, the Craner curves, catches somebody out backwards onto the grass. Just clips the gravel with the rear wheel. More mayhem at the old hairpin for the Scottish machine. CSC Racing, well, they're 2 cars dominating. What's the gap back to third? Yeah, 7.4 seconds ahead of James Down for Hybrid Tune. Full Circle Racing. Between the 2 CSC cars. Waits for Patrick Scharfegger then. He's about half a lap behind. But he's closing slowly but surely. A few seconds a lap he's taking out of our leader, who comes down the Craner curves and he's lost it. The leader's gone and 320 spins in sympathy. Off goes the race leader. Is he going to find the gravel? He's got to keep it out of the gravel. He's in the gravel. Can Alex McEwen keep it going? He's got to keep it going. That's the leader in the gravel in the inside of the old hairpin. What an incredible development. He stopped. He's stuck. Oh, Alex McEwen, he had the race at his mercy. I wonder if the nerves just got to him there. What a disappointment. Look at the CSC racing cars. We'll see again what happened there. That same bit of the Craner curves, the car just goes light. 320 AASP, that car spun in avoidance there. It looked as though he was going to try and avoid the gravel, he couldn't do so. Poor Alex McEwen. He will be absolutely gutted there. So Patrick Scharfegger will take the lead. The safety car coming out, and it's the lead car. We said it ain't over till that checkered flag drops. So it's going to be, there is Scharfegger, he's taken the lead. Okay, let's see what the gap is as they come out to cross the line. There's 4 back markers between first and second place. They can't pass before the timing line. Here they come, there's the leader, over the line into lap 60. 4.5 seconds in it between the two of them. James Down in second place, and less than a second back is Rory Clark. Okay, here we go. Settling into a 10-minute sprint race that this 2.5-hour enduro has been turned into by the race being turned on its head, effectively, when Alex McEwen spun into the gravel, out of the lead. Okay, here we go. Down the Craner curves. First lap of the restart, they'll have to be careful. They'll know their tyres will have cooled down during that safety car period. You can see it has dried out quite a lot by now. That's good news for the trucks, who still have a race to go today. There's Hybrid Tune in second. In fact, have they lost out there? I think Rory Clark has got through on that restart. We'll see as they come through here. Yes, Rory Clark's got second place for JW Bird. He's got ahead of Hybrid Tune. There he is. Back marker in there as well, but it is Rory Clark up into second in car number 356 now. So he's going to lead the chase of Patrick Scharfegger, I think. There he is on the inside, car with the white roof. Loads of back markers ahead. Clark sharing with Jeff Clark. So we could still have a Scottish team win today. There he is up the inside of the 459. Hybrid Tune caught in the middle. That was close. He was going to be hit by the 377 car there of That's the Badger. This is the fight for the lead. Somewhere in there is Patrick Scharfegger. There he is. The gap was 4.453 seconds to be precise. Up the inside. Excuse me, he says to the back markers. Just keeping a cool head here. Patrick Scharfegger for CSC Racing. Look at this, 3 and 4 abreast through the chicane. They somehow fitted through there. 6, chased by James Down for Hybrid Tune Full Circle Racing. Down they come through the Craner curves. This is where all the spins have happened. Goes out wide, avoiding the slickest part of the circuit. Hybrid Tune are caught in traffic there behind them. A little bit of clear air for Clark to work with as they start their chase of race leader Patrick Scharfegger. There's so many back markers to be negotiated. Is that going to hold them back too much? He's in behind him. There's Clark. Here comes Scharfegger through to complete lap 62. 6 minutes, 20 seconds on the clock as he crosses the line. From the JW Bird Motorsport entry of Rory Clark. What's the gap going to be? It's James Down now, you can see there. EMAX Motorsport, they've got back in front of the race leader here. They're having their own battle with #Blessed. That's for position, because EMAX Motorsport have got 6th position, back ahead of the blue car there. They're having their own fight for position. They don't want Scharfegger involved here. They want him to get out of their way. Scharfegger's concentrating on trying to get away from them so he can concentrate on winning. 5 minutes to go, less than that. Where is Rory Clark? There he is. Second of those 2 red cars in the background. You can see Scharfegger ahead of him. 6.6 seconds was the gap. Scharfegger will be nervous here. He'll be hoping the EMAX Motorsport car ahead of him doesn't lose it. There's Clark. There's Down, the yellow and white. This is what it all boils down to. We haven't got long left. 63 laps completed now. The gap is still 6.5 seconds, so it's stabilised on that lap, although Clark just did his personal best lap, 150.105. Here's Scharfegger. I think he's let the 326 car go back ahead of him there, Chris Etheridge, so he can continue his battle with EMAX Motorsports, #Blessed, and they won't get in his way. Doesn't want to get embroiled in that fight and maybe let it hold him up, or at worst put him wide onto the grass. He's got 3 minutes to go, so a couple more laps to go. I don't think Rory Clark's going to do it. I think this is going to be a win for CSC Racing, but don't count your chickens before the checkered flag drops. Through the chicane. Down the straight. He's let the back markers go there, have their own race. Over the line. Less than 3 minutes to go. Second place man's in there somewhere, Rory Clark. No, that's the 440 car, sorry, the MSAR car. The gap is now up to 7.75 seconds. So yes, I think Scharfegger's done enough. There's Clark racing. It looks like they're heading for victory. Just one more lap to go this time. He's got the 381 Amigo Motorsport car ahead of him there, the Robertson's car. Moves down the inside into the chicane, no problem there. Looks like it is going to be CSC Racing. Luke Haberman's got back ahead of Michael Wasty further back. They're having a good scrap for fourth. Last lap board is out for Patrick Scharfegger. 49 seconds left as he crossed the line. 8.6 seconds is now his gap back to Rory Clark. James Down a further 3 seconds back in third. They're not going to catch the 500 car. He's just got to negotiate the slippery Craner curves one last time. There's our second place car, Rory Clark. They won't catch Patrick Scharfegger now. Here he comes. Goes out a little bit wide to avoid the more slippery part of the track there. Just easing it towards the old hairpin. He'll be nervous through there after all the spins earlier on. He holds it together. There's Clark in second down towards the old hairpin. Along the bottom section of the course, past the old bridge. Now he is having a go at Chris Etheridge. Looks like that car's going to get the fastest lap of the race. Up towards McLean's, round the outside of the blue machine. Here he comes. The car started by Simon Killam. It's experienced C1 racer Patrick Scharfegger. Looking set to give the team their first win of the season. In a soaking wet safety car bedeviled race here at Donington Park. You have to feel for the McEwens. We're all set to win in the other CSC racing car until a late spin with 15 minutes to go. The clock has counted down to 0. EMAX Motorsport could steal fastest lap here. They pulled away from the Blessed car. Coming down into the chicane in the number 500 car. It's going to be a win for Patrick Scharfegger and Simon Killam. Here they come up towards the finish line. And there is the checkered flag. CSC Racing, Simon Killam and Patrick Scharfegger win the C1 Challenge here at Donington Park. Jeff and Rory Clark for JW Motorsport come over in second place, 9.2 seconds down. Rory Clark celebrates, and third are Hybrid Tune, keeping up their run of podiums this year. Hybrid Tune Full Circle Racing, the car crewed by Ben Simmons, Tom Griffiths and James Down. Meltune will take fourth place, I think, a little further back. And we'll confirm the rest of the result when we can. What a marathon that was. It turned into a 10-minute sprint. Patrick Scharfegger hanging on to take the win. 66 laps completed. EMAX Motorsport stole fastest lap on the very last lap of the race, 1:47.044, showing how much it had dried out. That was the car that set pole position. They had to settle for sixth in the final result, behind Meltune Motorsports fourth, Auto Farm fifth. Only 3 cars on the lead lap. Well, there we go then. CSC Racing, number 500. Patrick Scharfegger and Simon Killam, your winners.